Hey guys, welcome to the Evergreen Soccer Podcast. How was that?
That was good. That was good. And then introduce yourself.
Oh, my name's AJ.
Yeah, and my name is Matias, and we're a couple of soccer fans from the great state of Washington. Sounders fans, specifically. uh, and unfortunately, we had the displeasure of witnessing the Timbers game from last night, which was in Providence Park. And it was just horrible. Like I don't know what your feelings on it were, but I was out of my seat pacing, like fuming mad, after that probably the second goal that the Timbers scored.
No, yeah, it's because that first bicycle kick, I was like, oh, that's cool. Like
Yeah,
it was cool that Portland got that goal, and then it just kept on. They kept on scoring.
yeah,
I mean, the Sounders were sleeping the whole game yesterday, so
Yeah,
I wasn't
we
surprised necessarily, but disappointed for sure.
yeah. I was definitely disappointed. It feels like we weren't going for very many goals at the start, but we were playing very possession focused. We had a lot of the ball most of the time. A lot of people were saying that Sounders dominated the game for 70 minutes and then fell apart. I wouldn't say they dominated the game. I'd say they did what they were supposed to do for 70 minutes, and then they stopped doing what they were supposed to do after that.
Well, yeah, I feel like Portland was actually doing a pretty good job of holding onto the ball. Like maybe that's
yeah
I was mistaken, but I thought they held onto the ball most of the time.
Yeah. I mean, I was like really underestimating the Timbers going into this just because of how, disappointing they've been recently.
Yeah, everyone
but
thought
yeah.
that would suck. So
hmm
Yeah, but they really used the rivalry to their advantage, getting everyone pumped. But yeah, I don't know if you saw the press conference that Brian Schmetzer did afterwards. He's the coach. He said basically like he was very mad because I'm sure he played for the Sounders back in the 70s before MLS was even a thing. Yeah. So he and like the Seattle Portland is the most historical rivalry, soccer rivalry in North America, basically. Well, in the United States. I don't want to talk about Mexico because there's probably been there for like hundreds of years, but in the United States, Portland, Seattle, that's the biggest soccer rivalry. It started in the 70s with with the NESL teams, which I don't know if they share the exact same name, but they're basically the great granddads of the Sounders and Timbers of today. So Coach Brian, he's been there the whole time, and afterwards he had a press conference where he just said like he was mad, he was disappointed, he swore. You don't hear him swear a lot, but he swore at the cameras and everything. But yeah, he is mad, he is fuming. He said that he said that the turning point for him was the 69th minute, which was a little after the bicycle kick, where he subbed out Leo Chu and put in Hey Bear.
mm.
I don't know if that was kind of a similar feeling for you that because I mean Leo Chu's been doing great recently.
Yeah. No, I mean it's the Leo Chu Jordan Morse combo that's been winning the last few Sounders games, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's very much been a thing of we expected at the beginning of the season like Rui Diaz and probably Hey Bear to be that front, the two that are making the goals happen. But it's been a completely different story since then. And I do want to I have to commend Coach Brian for going with where the winds blow and not just sticking to his original plan. But I feel like you got to let Leo Chu finish out some games every now and then. I feel like he's still young, but I think if you give him the opportunity to go 90 minutes, I don't think he'll disappoint you.
Yeah.
yeah
I mean, is it unfair to blame this on Hey Bear or
I don't know because I mean it's the last 30 minutes. I don't know if it's just Hey Bear or just the bicycle kick. It may have been like a combination of everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it happened like too close together.
Yeah, I think it's more of an unfortunate coincidence that things fell apart once Haybear came on the field, but I don't know. If Haybear gets subbed in next week and the Sounders crumble, we may see a pattern start to develop.
Well, he's been out all season, right?
Yeah, I mean he played a couple of games at the start, but then he had a hamstring injury, so he's been out for the last 5 or 6 games. And then when he got back, that was when Leo Chu and Jordan Morris started scoring a billion goals a game. So there was no reason to use him. We had goal scorers. Um, but yeah, no.
Yeah, maybe they just need to better like integrate him with Leo Chu, Jordan Morris, just or get. I don't know. It was the wrong
It's
time
difficult.
definitely to. I mean, unfortunate time yesterday.
Oh yeah.
It's just yeah, and that's one of the things is like we have so many attacking options up front that have been proven in the past, like Leo Chu and Jordan Morris most recently, but all of last season Raul Ruiz was scoring the goals. We have Hey Bear, who was scoring a couple goals before he had his injury. So we have all these possible like avenues for goal scoring, and you can't put all of them on the field at once. It's difficult.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, yeah. Also, we're just letting our defense just like slide. Like it's
Yeah.
um. That's I was getting mad back at the a few weeks ago with the LA Galaxy. Like it seemed like
Hmm.
um, Fry was just like carrying the defense, and the Rodan brothers were just like letting all of the balls just like get straight to the goal.
Yeah. I mean, we like I do have to say, Nuhu's been great. Nuhu's always great. I understand that he can't go 90 minutes right now just because of Ramadan. I'm sure he doesn't have as much strength because he can't eat during the day.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, especially at the end, it seemed like the defense got tired. The midfield wasn't really transitioning us well enough. It just kind of fell apart. Like even while we had the ball, we weren't like structured very well when we did in those last minutes, even though we didn't very often until the very end. Yeah, we also have Christian Roldan. We were down half of the Roldan brothers as well because Christian Roldan had a concussion. Apparently, it was a late diagnosis, so everything's kind of mistimed. But they're trying to get him back to playing soon. I don't know if he will. He'll probably miss. He was going to be on the U.S. team for the Mexico friendly this coming Wednesday, but he's probably going to miss that now. Yeah, but Jordan Morris will still be there. He'll probably be up there because he's been doing well. So we'll see how he does against Mexico. But yeah, I mean, is there any other closing thoughts about the Timbers game that you wanna get out?
Just a sad note to start on for us, I guess.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Yeah, and Portland is now leading the Cascadia Cup race, which of all the trophies that I want us to win this year, which I want us to win all of them, that's one that I'm was looking forward to having an easy time on, but it's become a lot more difficult now.
I mean, I bet we'll get it back. How much do you think? How long do you think this rally for Portland will really last?
I don't know. A lot of people are saying, like, I'm just parroting other people, but they're saying this is the turnaround game for the Timbers. They're saying this might be the one where they use this as a springboard to, turn their season around. Which, good for them if they do, but also I don't want them to win anything else ever again after last night, so.
I mean, yeah, a lot of stars had to align with the Sounders roster, and just a lot of stuff had to align for, I think, the Timbers to pull that off the way they did.
Yeah, and I mean,
the next Timbers Sounders game is June 2nd here, so I'll be in the crowds screaming at what's his face, Johnny Bravo.
I mean, I'll see. That's during the summer. I'll see if I can come down for that one as well. Which there's going to be because there's an odd number of teams this year. We actually get an extra game against both Portland and Vancouver, so we get to play Portland and Vancouver 3 times this year, which is going to be interesting. We get Portland twice at home, and we have to go to Vancouver twice. So, but yeah, so an extra long Cascadia Cup for this year.
Woo.
But anyways, is there anything else, or do you want to get into talking about next week's game?
Let's go ahead with next week's game.
All right, so let's see. Next week we have, I believe it's going to be, so we're hosting Minnesota United this on the 22nd, 7:30 p.m., which Minnesota was doing really good. I believe they were undefeated through their first 5 games, but they've lost their last 2. So they are on a losing streak right now. I think the big storyline for Minnesota, as I understand it, is that their star player from last season, a guy named Emmanuel Reynoso, he just didn't show up to training at the beginning of the season. He still hasn't shown up. We don't know where he is.
He's just skipping class.
Yeah, he's been skipping class basically.
The entire season. Like, do they need like a search and rescue team for him, or?
I think I heard somewhere that he's in Colombia. I'm not sure, but I think we know where he is. We just don't know whether or not he's coming back. It seems like he's not. He's not coming back to Minnesota anytime soon.
Oh my gosh. Is he like on the run? What is going on with Minnesota?
I don't know what's going on with Reynoso, but what I do know is that even without Reynoso, they've been they put together a 5-game undefeated streak, which they won, I believe, 4 of those 5 games. So it seems like they don't need Emmanuel Reynoso, but maybe that was just, new season. People are pumped up. They're trying to prove that they can do it without Reynoso. Now they've proven that. Last 2 games, they've gone down 2-1 in both games. So, I don't know. Maybe it's just been a losing streak for Minnesota. Maybe they'll try to snap out of it against the Sounders. But I don't know. I'm hoping that we'll put a good strength squad up against them because we've seen them do good things pretty recently. Yeah. I think in terms of roster for the Sounders, I think the only questions right now are Christian Roldan. He still has that concussion. I don't know if he'll be back by then. And then Jordan Morris is going to be playing for the U.S. this Wednesday in that friendly against Mexico. So we'll see. Depending, Brian Spencer said depending on how many minutes he gets, will determine how much he plays that Saturday. Yeah.
Hopefully, hopefully he'll be getting not too many, I guess, on the men's national team because I think we need him.
Yeah, it's a strange friendly too. It's outside of an international window, so it's just going to be like MLS versus Liga MX kind of. It seems a little bit unnecessary, but U.S. versus Mexico always draws big crowds, especially in. I think they're holding it in Las Vegas, so there's always going to be big crowds. I'm sure they're doing this mostly for the money, but it's nice. It's nice to. It's going to be nice to see Jordan Morris back on the national team, even if it's just for 1 game. But yeah, I mean, unless you have anything else to add, I think that's all the Sounders stuff for this week.
Rough week to start it on.
Yeah. But hey, you got to start somewhere, right? And, hopefully by next week we'll have a little more positive things to talk about.
Yeah, we're going to crush Minnesota for sure.
We're going to crush Minnesota, absolutely. But yeah.
Okay.
I guess that's everything.
I guess this was the Evergreen Soccer Podcast.
Yep. Inaugural episode. So.
Woo.
the beginning of the start of a new era.
Indeed.
Yeah. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good day, everybody. Goodbye.